Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are back with some Optavia training this week. This is coming straight from the Doug Wood realm of Optavia. If you're not familiar with him and his wife are top leaders within Optavia. If you're not familiar with Optavia, they formerly are known as Medifast. They still are under the Medifast umbrella. They are in my opinion, very toxic diet program turned MLM. It's absolutely disgusting. I have a deep dive and tons of videos on them that I will make sure I link the playlist in the description for you to watch. I also want to include a trigger warning just in case you are someone who deals with body dysmorphia, eating disorders. These things are sure to come up. So if that is something that triggers you in any way, make sure you protect your peace and click out of this video. I do have a playlist that I will link above in the corner that is full of videos without the trigger warning of disordered eating or eating disorder trigger warning, so you can feel safe over there, and that's where I'll see you. Otherwise, we're gonna get into it, but first we need this disclaimer. Okay, now that that is out of the way, if you are not new here, you probably know that there is one more piece of housekeeping. And if you've already heard this a million times, like I have,
Wait a minute, I've heard this already.
Then you can go ahead and just skip to the chapter where it says reaction starts here. You can find it on the bar at the bottom of the video, or you can click the timestamp in the description below. If you are new here, please make sure and listen up to this at least one time. I do not blur the names or the faces of the individuals that I am reacting to in my videos. This does not mean that I am encouraging anybody to go and seek these individuals out. I am not inciting hate toward these individuals. Please do not send them hateful messages or mean comments. That is not the intent of my content. My content is meant to be educational, but most of all, entertaining. So let's all do our part and keep it that way. And with that, we're gonna get the fuck into it.
Giving a lot to be grateful for. Because you know what? I look at every season of life as an opportunity to learn. I read a book a few years ago by John C. Maxwell, my friend, your friend. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And I've been learning a lot, and it's been incredible. We are transitioning to Optavia Monday night health coach trainings. We'll give the back end team a second to hit the live share, streaming, all that good stuff. We have got a packed night. I've been in your head, Terry. That's good. I'm glad I could be in your head. We're all thinking the same.
It's creepy. It's just creepy.
If you have never seen a Doug Wood training, he is a little creepy in my opinion. His demeanor and his mannerisms are just, I don't know, like call me crazy. Whatever. He makes me a little uncomfortable beyond him being a top leader in Optavia, which is a toxic diet MLM, and it's bullshit. Nobody should be promoting it or falling for it, in my opinion. But that is a ramble that we didn't need. Let's continue on.
People that are growing are on the same frequency. That is for sure. All right. This is going to be fun tonight. All right. You are in the house because as we head into this season, knowledge is power. Tonight, we are going to be discussing, I added some more topics since I set this up last week because we got a lot to talk about and we're going to get right into it. But knowledge is power, understanding Optavia pricing, program systems, and shipping to best serve our clients. Also, a couple of cruise qualifiers. Woot woot. That's a woot woot. Drop in the chat if you've qualified recently or if you're about to qualify or you know somebody who qualified. Let's give them a shout out. Let's give them a little bit of love. We're going to hear from a couple, and then also how to get our clients re-engaged and maybe communication going again since last week, which could be, how'd you do as coaches? How did you do Thanksgiving on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being perfect, you stuck to your plan. Doesn't matter which plan it was, but you had a plan and you stuck to it. 5, somewhere in between. 1, I just bombed it, but I learned something. I'm here. Good. I love it. Thank you for the honesty. Remember, a plan could have been to drink 10 beers and you didn't drink 11. Okay, no, that would be a little over excess. But I'm just saying, you know, we talked this year really big about going in with a plan and winning the day, sticking to the plan. So I love to see those high numbers.
This might be a hot take for some people. I know that health and diet culture, it's a very sticky situation. Now that I said that, I want to say what I really want to say, which is I personally don't believe, unless you are instructed by a physician who is very accredited and, you know, follows the rules of humanity. I don't believe that anybody should go into Thanksgiving with the intent of restricting on anything or worrying about what they put on their plate. Thanksgiving is a one-time-a-year thing. A lot of people who celebrate spend it with their family, eating foods that you do not enjoy or eat throughout the rest of the year. And I'm saying this as somebody who used to go into the holidays when I was on Weight Watchers, when I was doing keto, when I was doing all of the diet fads that I have taken part in. I used to go into Thanksgiving and be like, I am going to use a small plate. I'm not going to get seconds. I'm going to load up on vegetables and then I'll go get the other stuff. I used to do that. And I dreaded the holidays for that reason. So for him as a top leader in Optavia to be encouraging people to have a plan when you go to Thanksgiving and stick to the plan, I feel like that's a load of bullshit, because you never know if somebody's going to bring like your favorite, I don't know, pie from when you were 5 and you're like, oh, that wasn't on my plan. I can't eat it. You haven't had it since you were 5. You can have a piece now.
Let's just eat.
Unless, like I said, you're directed by a physician, you're a diabetic, whatever the case may be. If you are an otherwise healthy human being, you should be allowed and giving yourself permission to go ahead and have that piece of pie if you want to have it. It's fucking Thanksgiving. We need to stop acting like this is okay to do and it's normal to do. With even Christmas coming up, please, I encourage you to not go into it with a plan like this, unless it's like, I am going to make sure I eat everything that I like. Like, that should be your plan. Eat what you want and what you like, as long as you are healthily able to.
Also, I see you, Ricardo. I see you, Melissa. Bonnie, thank you for the honesty. Great work, Tori. We're learning, right? You're learning and you're here. That's the biggest thing. Shame is the biggest thing that starts to creep in to a coach, to a person, especially this time of year, the lack of perfection. I want to say one thing before we head out to our guest speaker. This is going to be a full 60 minutes, so I'm going to get right into it. But I just wanted to share with some of you, the beginning of the year, God told me, Doug, it's time to take more territory. You've been spending a lot of time online. It's time to get actively involved in your community. It's time to get more involved in relationships, local. And I just wanted to share with you as we round out this year that each and every one of you and all of us together, we are God's highest form of creation. Do you realize that? He could have made us into like a rabbit or a plant or a cactus, and it would have been some long, dry, desolate summers here in Arizona. But no, he made you. He gave you life. He gave you spirit. And as we head in to literally the best time of the year, sometimes it can feel like the low time of the year. Sometimes the end of November, things can feel daunting. It can even feel like, if you felt like me, like, man, where's all my clients at? Where are they going? Like, they are missing in, maybe they're in action. I hope they are. Terry will talk about that in a second. They didn't go anywhere. And I've seen this every single year. They come right back ×2 and they bring a friend. But right now, sometimes things can be a little bit daunting just because it's like, man, it's that time of year. Things are changing. You're looking forward to the new, but we're still dealing with now. And I just want to challenge you guys. You're in the right place. You're a part of the right community. You've got the right program in your hand, and we're in this and we're doing everything together. So with that said, I believe in you. There is strength in numbers, and we're doing this life together, and it's exciting, and it's an honor to be your host. I have not introduced myself. So my name is Doug. I'll be quarterbacking the rest of this call. With that said, I want to send it right out to the one and only Tom Hamill, because he'll tell you about it in a second. He is kicking fear in the face. He stuck to his plan on Thanksgiving. He is doing something absolutely that scares the crap out of him this Saturday, but I've asked him to kick off and tell his story and to really kick off this Christmas season. So what's up, Tom? I'm tossing it out to you, brother.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving. Thanks, Doug, for letting me share tonight briefly. I do want to give a little bit of background to my story. So I'm going to show you kind of where it all started. Literally, this is the month of my health anniversary. I started program November 1st, 2017. And I saw myself on a Jumbotron, which if you could see that screenshot right now, that guy does not belong on a Jumbotron. And I just realized I am not leading myself. I'm not leading myself well. I'm not leading myself accurately, authentically, right? Any of those kinds of things. And so November 1st, 2017, I followed my wife in jumping on the 5-in-1, and I lost 80 pounds. Right?
Of course you did, because you were fucking starving.
Starving his ass off the whole time.
If you're not familiar with what the Optavia 5-in-1 plan is, let me quickly explain it to you. It is, first of all, bullshit. Secondly, this is where the MLM product comes in. So the 5-in-1 plan, you get, I'll show pictures of the actual foods that they send you on the screen as I'm talking, but they send you pre-packaged foods like soups and shakes, brownie mix, pancake mix, all of those types of things, where you're allowed to have 5 of those each day, and they're essentially between 100 and 200 calories each. So you're eating that low of a caloric intake, and then at the end of the day, or whenever you decide to have your one, that's where the one comes in the 5-in-1, your one meal of protein and veggies essentially is what you can have. So a lot of times they'll be showing the recipes of what they made, and it does not look very appetizing or satisfying. It just looks dreadful, and on top of that, they're eating as little as 900 to 1,000 calories a day. If you have never dove into the research of how many calories an adult human being should be eating, or even a child, it's way more than that much calories. Even at 1,600 calories for somebody who is trying to lose weight could be very dangerously low. So I'm willing to bet that's likely why a lot of these people who go on the Optavia 5-in-1 plan lose weight so quickly. It's because their body is starving and they're likely losing a lot of muscle. They're also encouraged not to work out when they're doing the 5-in-1 plan, at least not in the first few weeks, because your body is so hungry that if you go to work out, you're probably going to end up in the emergency room.
Which was amazing. It transformed our lives, because not only was I overweight and not leading myself very well, I was having some significant health issues, right? So went to the doctor, and she was like, You're got high blood pressure. You're about to get on some medication. You got high cholesterol. You got high bad cholesterol and low good cholesterol. You're about to go on medication. Hey, you're pre-diabetic. You're about to go on medication. I was like, oh, you mean just to get this under control? And she was like, oh no, Mr. Hamill, you are going to be on this for life. And I was like, bet. No, I won't. And so we went on Optavia, and we started, and I lost 80 pounds. It was amazing. And with that loss of 80 pounds, it transformed everything. And here is what I would say that transformation picture. And wow, that guy on the right looks amazing in red. Lady in red.
Commencing eye roll sequence.
Anyways, my wife was dancing with that guy. But this is skinny fat Tom, honestly. I got comfortable right here. I was like, I could do this. I've never looked this good before. I've never felt this good before. I never slept this good before. Not only did I not go on medication, but my wife's biggest gratitude was I stopped snoring. So everybody was sleeping better. And I was just living better. But I got super, super complacent. I got super comfortable. And okay, let me just be real. I went to convention this summer in Atlanta, Georgia, and there was a couple of things that stood out that kind of reawakened me. First and foremost, if I can just call us out on this, and if the boot doesn't fit anymore, then it doesn't fit anymore, whatever. I saw a lot of fat health coaches, I being one of them. I saw a lot of unhealthy health coaches that weren't earning the right to lead.
What the did you just say?
Who the are you to say that to somebody else? Granted, I don't think anybody should be an Optavia coach, because there's, first of all, no training behind becoming an Optavia coach. It's not regulated, all of those things that I've said in the past. But with that said, you going to an Optavia convention and calling people out for the way that they present themselves is so holier than thou. Who the does he think he is? You don't know what kind of medical condition somebody is dealing with or where they started, because they could have lost 200 pounds, but they're still maybe 80 pounds overweight because they didn't reach that healthy weight that they're supposed to be at. In his eyes, apparently. Who the is he? Is he looking at their medical records? Do you know that the amount of fat on your body and the number on the scale is the smallest thing you should be looking at when you're trying to get your nutrition and your health in check? There's a reason that somebody will have extra body fat, and to just assume it's because they're not following the Optavia plan bullshit is ludicrous. It could also be because they've destroyed their fucking metabolism by being on Optavia for so long that their body is finally like, we've got to hold on to everything we put into our body in the form of fat so that we don't fucking die. Because that's essentially what the body will end up doing, because you are starving your fucking self.
Oh, for like 30 seconds got a little judgy. I know you don't do that, but I did. And then I was like, wait a second, this is a wake up call for me. And then like the whole theme of convention was pursuing ultra health, and we came out with the aminos. There's the aminos and the protein, right? We came out with those kinds of things, and I was like, okay, here we go. It's time to man up. It's time to level up. It's time to stop messing around with the goals and trying to just be skinny, but actually do some audacious things to be what Optavia gave me a vision for myself, just for me. Right? Of like, oh, this is possible. Guys, when I got on program the first time, that first fat burn, I dropped out of 200 pounds for the first time in my life through the holidays. I know Optavia works. I know the plan works, the structure works, the tools work. And here is the truth. They have given us every tool necessary to succeed. Every tool. Even the ones that are missing are now there. With the aminos, wow, if you have not, I have like been baptized by aminos. The muscle recovery, the gym recovery, it's like, I can't get enough. My wife is like, get off the aminos. Anyways, so Doug came to me right after that and was like, let's do a show. You say you want to level up. You say you want to go to the next level. Let's do a show. And I was like, nope, it's too close to say yes. And a couple of weeks ago, I told somebody, I'm like, now it's too close to say no. I can't back out. So I'm doing a show. But before I get into, I'm going to show you one more picture. And I just want to put a disclaimer. These pictures have never been shown publicly, ever. This is the first time ever.
Wow, what an honor.
The privilege, the honor. My God, these people are so lucky
that this has been shown. So I'm going to show them in a second. But I want to just say this last thing because my timer just went off. This journey since August 1st, this journey has not been done with fuelings specifically. It has been on the aminos. It has been on the protein. I've had to alter my diet for how I've pushed my body in the gym and how I've worked out. And so I had to.
The fuelings are the packaged food. I don't remember if I said that they are called fuelings. That's what he's talking about.
Make sure that I've had to give myself the right amount of protein, the right amount of nutrients and all that kind of stuff. Right. But let me just tell you this. I am at the place I am now fully 100% off the systems and the tools of Optavia. I've been eating 6 times a day, just like 5-in-1 gives us structure to. I have a coach. I have a community. We've pursued this show for community and doing it together. And you want to talk about nerding out on protein muscle synthesis and understanding the quality of calories versus the quantity of calories and the habits of health. I have gotten to where I'm at today, right now, the best shape of my life at 44 years old off the tools that Optavia provides. And so with that, I'm going to show you one more picture and then just tell you some of the results that actually blow my mind. If I wasn't the guy standing on the scale, I wouldn't believe that it was me doing that. Look at that. Shirtless Tom, first time publicly. I can't believe I'm showing that whatsoever. Oh, I don't know if Doug Wood loves me or hates me. That makes me do this kind of stuff and step out of my comfort zone. But I wrote this down.
My Jersey Shore fans will get this, but I see a resemblance. Do we know to who? Does he not resemble Ronnie circa his disheveled days, like when he was getting arrested? I think he still is actually, but he looks like Ronnie. I can't unsee it. So now you can't either.
Since August 1st, I've lost 25 pounds of fat. I've gained over 10 pounds of muscle. I dropped 12.2% body fat. I went from 18% body fat to 6% body fat. This picture's old now. Actually, it's 2 weeks old. Because I didn't take one today. I just got off of a trip, so
It's been 2 weeks, bro.
Chill the fuck out.
it's already outdated just from the results. And Saturday, we're gonna maybe stream it online, and I'm sure my wife will be posting pictures of tan painted Tom walking a stage. But here's the thing: I just decided I got serious, and I was like, no obstacle is gonna stand in these goals' way.
What does the container have to do with anything? I got serious with this pen. You're just showing that you have food prep containers. What the was the purpose of that?
No excuse, no reason, no, well, what if, and that. And so Thanksgiving, while everybody was eating their turkey and their stuffing, Tom's unpacking his pre-protein packed meals going, I can't deviate. I'm driven. I'm obsessed.
This is so unfortunate. I feel badly for him that he got roped into this and now he is thinking this is the way he has to live. I just went on a spiel about how you should be enjoying your holiday food and your time with your family and not worrying about bringing a pre-packed meal to Thanksgiving dinner. It's just not okay. It's not okay. I also have feelings on bodybuilding shows. While I understand it's a sport, I've seen what people do to get into the bodybuilding shows, and it's so fucking unhealthy as a human being. It's not natural, and it's scary to think that they haven't made any changes that should be made, in my opinion. But because people are still paying the money and doing the things to get into these competitions, unfortunately, I don't know if there ever will be a change. I just see it as very unhealthy, and these people get the endorphins from winning. So it's not like a one and done thing in most cases. A lot of these people who get into the competition shows and make it through to place in some way, shape, or form, they'll keep going and keep doing this long term. And it's just, I don't know, it's scary to see people, humans, doing this type of thing. But anyway, that's kind of off topic, but not really. But we're going to get back into it before I start rambling again. Sorry.
Honestly, I can't tell you, as much as it's been an inconvenience, it has spoken to my family. Right? The people that are closest who've been inconvenient are like proud. The picture that I just showed you guys earlier, Jamie, my wife, just said, I don't even remember you that way. I don't even recognize that guy. You're such a different person. Here's what I want to just challenge all of us with. Can we earn the right to lead? Can we earn the right to coach? You don't have to get to 6% body fat. I'm at freaking 6% body fat. I can't even believe Fat Tommy is even able to say that, right? I've had to overcome a lot in my head, overcome a lot of insecurities, and they're still working on that stuff, right? But it's possible. If I can do it, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. We have the tools. It works. And has my business grown? I can tell you this, my influence has grown, my conversations have grown, the rooms have grown, because people see me living out loud and they're like, I want to do what you're doing. I need what you have. I need to show up for my family. I need to show up for my future wife or current wife. I need to show up this way. And all I did was take the tools that this program gives me and started freaking doing them, right? Sorry. I'm at 6%, y'all. I'm a little hyped about that, okay? Anyways, Doug, thanks for pushing me. And thank you, Optavia, for giving us the tools to succeed. We have everything that we need. It's been amazing. I hope that's what you wanted me to share. Thanks for letting me share. Awesome. If there's something else you can ask.
I wasn't planting you in the audience. You're living it, man. And you're proof that there's life after the 5-in-1, and there's so much fun after the 5-in-1, and there's so much food, good food to eat and enjoy, guiltless after the 5-in-1.
You shouldn't have to do the 5-in-1, first of all, because it does not teach you how to eat. It teaches you how not to eat. What you do is just take these packages 5 times a day and make them according to the package directions, or eat them if they're already processed and ready for you to eat, and then have 1 meal a day.
Oh, that's a load of shit.
So then when you're done with that, a lot of people will gain the weight all back because it doesn't teach you what you have to know. You have to know how many calories you should be putting in your body a day. You have to know how much protein, carbs, and fats you should be eating a day, how much water you should be drinking. You need to know these things, and the 5-in-1 plan does not teach you any of that. It's just a bunch of processed food in a box that you take for however long you take it, and then you're thrown to the wolves like, well, I don't know what the to do now because my Optavia coach doesn't have the educational backing to help me.
And so I know there's a lot of us on here as we head into the holidays. This is the exact time last year that T and I made the decision, and we both eliminated 30 pounds and kept it off this year. That's the thing. We've kept it off since April, and we're also competing again on Sunday in Dallas, Texas. But Tom, thank you. There's life after the 5-1. So I challenge all of us coaches, think about it right now. You don't have to start it today, but be thinking, I started mine January 1st last year, but I didn't make the decision until Thanksgiving. So it took me 5 weeks to kind of get my mind, because I knew that I needed to do something that scared me. So I want to head out. Terry Gerard. Terry, I know that you've got some tips and some tools really for a lot of people that have went quiet this weekend, because this weekend can be a great weekend for the people who won the weekend, and then others that feel like, man, it didn't go as planned. What do we do, first of all, with ourselves, but also what do we do with our clients that have went a little quiet since maybe sometime last week? So Terry, I'll toss it to you.
Yeah, awesome. You know what our clients need right now? They need a coach in their corner. They need a coach in their corner. I mean, how many of you ever get Doug in your ear? Right, Doug? Here you are.
My God, what the
Is that a bobblehead of Doug fucking Wood? Did he have a bobblehead made of him? I have what? That just, it's ew.
Okay, so we need to be the coach in the corner, guys. This is so important. So Thanksgiving, let's just talk about Thanksgiving. Let's not glaze over it. Some clients won and some did not. Okay, but let's not blow past the opportunity to help them win or learn. That's what I'm talking about with the coach in your corner. You get to win or learn. That's what I've been talking about with my clients all day. Did you win or did you learn? Because both are really important. So this week, I want to challenge you to spend some time on your client support talking about Thanksgiving. Don't skip the opportunity. Ask them what went well. Help them identify a win. If the win is they didn't eat leftovers the whole weekend and they just ate the one day, help them recognize that win. They need to have a win.
Who cares if they fucking had leftovers? Are we going to waste the food that we made because it's not on Optavia's plan? If you want to have leftovers, have fucking leftovers, okay? Like I said, Thanksgiving is one time a year. Eat the food. Don't throw it away. Don't let it go to waste. And don't shame people for eating the fucking food. Do they not realize, in a way, this whole thing is shaming people because you're saying you didn't stick to plan? Well, at least you learned a lesson. No. Did you have fun with your family? Did you enjoy your time? Did you make new memories? Did you enjoy the parade? What did you do on Thanksgiving? Not what did you eat? Did you eat leftovers? And did you stick to plan? This is so fucked. So fucked. And if you've never watched me react to an Optavia call or training, they are the MLM that pisses me off the most. And sometimes it's hard for me to make it through a full training, but I do it anyway. And I tend to get a little more sassy. And we're only 15 minutes into this one. So here we go.
So, make sure that you help them celebrate the win, find something, but revisit what plan they had planned to take versus what happened. And you know what? I did this today. I had 2 client block times today, and a lot of people won. A lot of people did their plan, but I did have one client who said she hadn't picked up the phone the last couple of weeks. She goes, you know what? I don't know why, but I was embarrassed. She said that to me. I said, girl, I've lost 80 pounds. Don't you think everything you've ever done, I've done? Come on. You don't need to be embarrassed with me. Everything you've done, I've done. I'm going to relate to you. So we want to be relatable.
That is not something to make someone feel better who is trying to lose weight. That's not what the example we should be using to make somebody feel comfortable with us. No, you should probably be saying, like, you can feel comfortable with me. Like, what the fuck? This is the perfect example of people in this industry of Optavia or any other health and wellness MLM not having the backing with the training and education that is needed to go into this field. That is not how you help somebody feel better. You don't relate it to you in that way. You typically leave yourself out of it because that is how it should be when you're helping somebody on their own journey to health. And they would know that if they were actually trained to be in this field.
I want to take that moment and tell them, I've been there. I understand. I'm not perfect either. So take the moment to really be relatable. But now, right now, this week is the time to help them navigate Christmas. This is so important, guys, because if we don't take the opportunity now, we're going to miss it. So let's talk right now because they're thinking about what just happened, whether there's regret or whether they rocked it. If they maybe they made a choice and they didn't, they could have no guilt, but they might have regret. They might say, I made that choice, but I kind of felt, then I'm going to say, hey, you want to bump it up one plan for Christmas? Let's go ahead and make a plan now. It's fresh on their mind. So I want to take the opportunity to do that. We get to help them win by setting them up well for Christmas and helping them understand what hindsight learning is. Do you know what hindsight learning is? It's looking back and saying what went well, what didn't go well, what do I wish I would have done? How did I feel afterwards? That's so important to ask, how did you feel? Can I do it better in a few weeks? How about we bump up just a little bit? Okay. Here's the next thing I'm asking my clients. Can you go hardcore between now and Christmas? Let's go hardcore. You know what I told some clients today? I'll do 5-1 with you. I've already transitioned. I don't need to be on 5-1. I don't need to lose any weight, but I'll do it with you. And actually, I'm already doing it with my husband and my son because they're doing a little challenge. And that's the other thing. Ask them, do you need a challenge right now? Maybe they need a challenge. So let me share with you what my husband and son are doing, Dan and Eric. They both want to lose 20 pounds to get to their ultimate goal. So we started out the day after I don't know why the Zoom is doing this for me, but anyway. Okay. So they started out, we put $20 each in a jar.
The balloons are back. My last video that I posted a couple days ago with the Mary Kay training, she was having balloons and hearts in her Zoom the whole time. And I tried to do it on mine. It didn't work. I can't figure it out. It is what it is, but it's just a fun little surprise.
I participated because I said I would do it with them just to get everybody rolling and to get all the stuff that I'm eating in transition out of the house. I said, okay, we'll get rid of that. And so we put $20 each in a jar. Every Friday, we're going to weigh. If anyone's weight goes up 0.1 or above, we've got to put another $20 in the jar.
Okay, well, that's f***ed up.
Girl, we are penalizing yourself and your family members for gaining a pound. Are you kidding me? Do you realize that the human body is going to fluctuate in weight from day to day, depending on your hormones, what you ate, how you slept, how much water you drank, all of those things. It does not mean that you are gaining fat. Here we go. The floodgates have opened. Why the does this woman think that she can have her family on a challenge and penalize them for gaining a pound when they weigh in? This bullshit should not be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. You're furthering people's disordered eating, body dysmorphia, eating disorders, all of the things. You are just aiding in it getting worse.
Whoever hits the 20 pounds first, I don't need to lose 20 pounds. I'm not going to do this whole challenge. I'm just jumping at the beginning, gets the pot. So let's do something fun. Help your clients to recognize maybe they need a challenge and help them understand hindsight learning is you get to win or you get to learn. But the learning is just as important because it will help them win the long game. So that's what I've got for you on that. But listen, guys, I think this is a great time to talk about and just really celebrate someone who earned the cruise. So this is a great time, I think, to take it out to TJ and Jenny and let them share with you about just earning the cruise recently. So you guys take it away.
Hey guys. Thank you so much. We are so excited to be on. Thank you guys for having us. First of all, we were in shock.
Yeah, we're still in shock actually, because we did not expect to earn the cruise.
No.
When the cruise first came out, we're like, okay, we can do this. We know we can do this. And then things kind of changed in our family. We had to, we've been out of our normal environment. We've been helping some family out after a surgery. So for almost the last 3 months straight, we've been out of our house. Living with my father-in-law on the other coast of Florida,
helping
and
take
just
care of my special needs sister. My stepmom's recovering from surgery, just completely out of our element.
So that made it very difficult to do some of the things that we had grown accustomed to doing that got us to ED and where we needed to be to start qualifying.
Right.
But we said, hey, while we're here, we know things are going to be different. This is just a season, but let's really, really focus on client support and taking care of the clients we have. We may not be able to do as much business building as we would like, but let's take care of the people that we've already got and do well by them. And I can tell you that just by doing that, we got more referrals than we had ever had previously. We built relationships with people. And then when we got the message the other day from Terry that we had qualified for the cruise, we're like, what? No, we didn't. We had kind of almost given up on that. We're like, we're just going to take care of our people. Yeah.
And I'm screaming, and I'm losing my mind. And, my husband's like, until we're there, I don't know, so we're like confirming, and it's just very fun. So for us, it has definitely been what has got us here is our client support 100%, loving on the people that we've had. And just, again, like Doug mentioned, Terry mentioned, some people go missing, but if you're continuously reaching out to them and just showing you love them, not about program, just other things, like they're going to come back because they know that you care. So that's what we've really been focused on. And we cannot wait to see everybody and hug everybody. So thank you so much for having us, Doug. Back to you.
You're welcome, TJ. I love TJ and Jenny because you guys are like a product of the system. Remember, like a month before Level Up, you're like, I don't know, is this Optavia thing real? I'm excited, but it's kind of cool. I'm like, just get out to Level Up. You'll see the love, you'll feel it. It's a spirit. Optavia is not something you do; it's something you are. And you came out to Level Up, and man, your whole world's changed ever since. So it's exciting having you guys part of the family, and excited to go to Jamaica with you. I also want to head out to another qualifier, Mr. Ram Crespo. Congratulations on qualifying, Ram. How did you qualify, man? Tell us one tip or one key thing that got you to qualify for the cruise.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Ram Crespo here, going cruising. So very excited for that. Me and my wife are very, very excited to be doing that in April and meeting up with the rest of you guys. And, we were kind of worried about a cruise because we love cruising, but what happens at cruises, you're eating. They have all that great food free all the time, and you're just eating all the time. So I'm glad.
Yeah, and fucking enjoy it, because how many times are you going on a fucking cruise? It's not every day. Enjoy your time on the cruise and just eat the fucking food. And then go and find the higher ups in Optavia and be like, look at what I'm eating. Don't you wish you could be eating this?
That we're going to be going with some Optavians and getting healthy and making good choices while we're also having fun in our cruise. So some of the things that I did to get us to that point was being intentional and living out loud, as many boot camps will say, your coaches will say, your mentor group will say, but really living out loud and posting daily, reaching out to possible clients and referrals. And I understand the fear of posting too much. In the beginning, I only posted like maybe once or twice a week. My clients list did not grow until I started living boldly and out loud. Many clients reached out after watching my journey for a period of time and finally saying, yes, I want to get involved, all because of what I posted on my own health journey. So keep, checking back weekly on the ones that had interest, the ones that you've done health assessments with, that didn't sign up right away, but just keep checking back on them, seeing how their health journey is going, if they even got on one, and just keep posting. Actually leaning on your mentorship team and doing those monthly MAP meetings. Yeah, that helped me take my posting to the next level. Getting on the coaching boot camps, and they're energizing. They bring new ideas and strategies to your toolbox. Reaching out to the ones that comment, or ask about the program, and then messaging the ones that like, your post. Saying stuff like, thank you for liking my post about my health journey. Support from people like you is what keeps me going. And if you know anyone that's looking to get healthy, please send them my way. So I love helping others reach their goals. And that has, gotten me additional clients, because some people, they might not want it for them right now, but they might have a friend or a family member that's looking to get healthy. And because they've been following my post and looking at my story, they're going to reach out and say, hey, I know a guy that can get you to where you're wanting to get. And I post on a lot of social media out there. Facebook, of course, is the best, but you have Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, whatever you want to call it, LinkedIn. Surprisingly, in LinkedIn, I've gotten some clients on LinkedIn because I have my, people that I follow on there for my career.
Okay, I want to pause for a second. So this man seems like a well-meaning individual from what I can see and the way he's speaking about helping people. He's not really making it all about like making more and recruiting people and things like that. He's talking about helping people. And this is just something that I wanted to point out as far as Optavia consultants and coaches go. I don't think that all people who get into Optavia are inherently wanting to make money and do it off the backs of harming people's relationship with food. I think a lot of people get into it for probably the right reasons. They think that this helped them. They don't know any better. And now they want to help other people and they get to make money doing it in the process. But what they're doing is putting them on this diet that, first of all, they are not qualified to be prescribing diets, which is essentially what they're doing, because they're helping them pick out their kits and helping them with what they're eating. They're not qualified to be doing that. I think it's unfortunate that people like this gentleman who join these MLMs fall into this trap and start to, I don't want to say make themselves look bad, but put themselves in this situation to where they're unknowingly harming people's relationship with food. That's basically what they're doing. A lot of the people that get into it, that's the case. And I think that's important to point out. Now, do I think Doug and Tia Wood are in it for that right now? Honestly, From what I've seen, in my opinion, I don't think they are. I think they're in it for the money. They're in it for the glitz and the glam and all of that. Maybe they started out where this gentleman is and doing it for the right reasons, for wanting to genuinely help people. But once you're in it for so long, your reality gets distorted and you start doing it for the wrong reasons. And you don't realize how harmful what you're doing is to an individual.
And they're wanting to know what I'm doing as well. Threads, Nextdoor, community pages, Health and Hope. And my mentorship teams knows that me and my wife do our Latin nights every week, and we'll invite people in the community, you know, whether it's in our group, whether they're coaches or clients or just friends out there, and we'll start having those conversations and building those relationships. And that just brings a bigger amount of possible clientele to your plate. We've also started doing some 30-day challenges, and I love that one of my mentors, Troy and Cash, they've done a couple of 30-day challenges, and I kind of went forward with that. I followed some of those 30-day challenges that they were doing with the active line, and then I started my own because I loved them, and it kept me accountable and helping others. And I'm just posting that up there. Hey, I'm doing a 30-day challenge, whether you're my client or not. If you want to get on. And we've gotten some people that are not clients and getting into that 30-day challenge and getting held accountable. And then they start asking questions. What else can I do? So one thing, and I'll post this on the coach's page, but one thing that I've done is I've been intentional on what I post every single day. And I try to post at least 3 things every single day. And Monday, I do an LNG recipe. I'll do a quote, and then I'll do a transformation, whether it's mine or somebody else's. Tuesdays, I do an inspirational post, another transformation, and a Tuesday healthy tip. Wednesday, I'll call it a Wednesday weight loss transformation. I'll do another quote, and then I'll get on there live or some kind of video that I've done for myself. Thursdays, I'll do a self-post about my progress, non-scale victories, and another transformation. Friday, I'm doing the usual. A lot of people do face-to-face Fridays because that's the real deal. You cannot lie on what happens on the camera. And then I do another live and then an active post. And then Saturdays, I have a YouTube page. It's called Over the Hill Fitness. So those of y'all that want to follow that, it's for support for me. It holds me accountable. But if you want to join on that, that's great. I'd love to support anybody that's on program or looking to get healthy. And then Sunday, we're doing reels and other transformations. But it's just getting out there and living out loud and living boldly and leaning on your coaches and your mentorship group and just getting ideas and following other Optavian coaches out there and getting ideas and stealing and borrowing and begging and just getting out there and just helping other people. So
stealing, borrowing, and begging. I understand that is it's a saying. That's something people say, right? I also understand there's a song called Beg, Steal, or Borrow. So I get that people say this stuff. The irony of him saying it while he is explaining how he earned a cruise in an MLM company is quite literally amazing. That is literally what people do when they're in an MLM. Beg, steal, and borrow. Legitimately. You're begging people to join or purchase your product. You're stealing their confidence, their hard-earned money, their health, whatever it is. There is something that is being stolen within MLMs. And you're borrowing a company, somebody else's marketing. You're borrowing somebody else's confidence, because a lot of times you'll hear people in MLMs just be like, borrow my confidence until you have your own. It's just so ironic that he said that. It's fantastic and also a little cringe. All at the same time.
Ron, congratulations, man. I was just getting ready to say the word. I kept thinking as you were talking, man, this guy's intentional. And then you're like, and the one thing I really do is I get really intentional with my posts Monday through Friday. And I love that. And Dean shared that a couple of weeks ago. He's very intentional about what he does. And something else that you confirmed what I've been hearing out there is LinkedIn is heating up. LinkedIn is heating up. I've been hearing all kinds of buzzing from different industries that with the algorithm change in Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn is like buzzing and hopping. So anyway, whoever's innovating there, we're going to have you on to share the news, share the good news. So speaking of good news, we're going to actually pump the brakes here. I'm going to move. You didn't even know what I was going to have speaking on next, but we're going to head out to Megan Cody, and she's going to go through a lot of updates to make sure you're really knowledgeable. What's happening right now is we're like at a flat line, coming into a flat line at the end of the year where things take a little bit of a break. things might feel a little calm, a little more quiet before what's going to happen is a big surge of client acquisition. If you've been like Rom, if you've been like Dean, if you've been like TJ and Jenny, and you've been consistent at all in the last 3 weeks to 3 months, there's a lot of people that are making health and purchasing decisions right now. They just haven't told you and given you their yes yet, but they're coming. And it's important to have confidence in sharing the program, understanding even the shipping changes and the EAAs. Okay, are they $7 for 2 items, or are they not that anymore? Just, what's the advantages of Premier? Some simple things so you can get in habit and rhythm to really have an effective December, but an extra effective week after Christmas, and as we launch into really what's going to be a very, very exciting January. So Mr. John Buckner was going to go through some bonuses and some compensation stuff. I'm going to move him till next week. Megan's going to take her time and really take you through some things, and then we'll stay on at the end for a little Q&A just to make sure that everyone is clear on our systems and our structures to acquire and support clients, and make sure everyone's getting the best savings, because there's some great savings out there. So the one and only, all the way out in Indiana, Miss Megan Cody, I'm going to toss it over to you for the next 20 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug. Hey guys, how are you doing tonight? It's the holiday season. I'm like taking every excuse. I have a personal goal. Some of you got like fitness goals. I have a personal goal to wear this sweater like every week this next month. I got fitness goals too. But so I am excited for this holiday season. I really appreciate, Terry, what you covered. That was really great because our clients do need extra love in this season. Doug, it's funny you mentioned confusion, because what I wanted to start off with, and let me just say too, my East Coasters, I just was up walking while I listened to Terry and the cruise owners. So if you need to move your body, we create our own energy. Okay, come on.
These calls are at 8:30 at night Eastern time. So right now we're a half an hour into it. So it's probably around 9 p.m. for people who are watching live. If they don't want to get up and walk around because they've been at work all day, they don't have to get up and fucking walk around. It's time for bed.
Welcome to your relaxation time.
If you need to get up and walk around, no, baby, you just chill out. You've had a long day.
But what I want to start with is that confusion kills confidence. Confusion kills confidence. But when you are confident, you feel certain of your offer. And I know we've had some new things the last 6 months pop up in Optavia, and they're exciting. They're great. But I also have been told that that has led to some confusion about details. And so I want to help you tonight. The whole point of this is if you're maybe not so much a details person, it's funny because I'm actually not naturally a details person. I have learned the skill to become a details person because I've had a strong enough why of goals in this business. So I've gone, I can learn how to be a free spirit who knows how to absorb details and process them. Okay. So, but when you're confident, you feel certain of your offer. And that's what I want to offer you tonight, is helping you just feel a little bit more sure of your offer. So as you're looking at these details, if you're like, oh, any point, I'm glazing over, stick with me. Because my goal, I texted Doug and I said, and hang with me as I get this slide up. I said to Doug, really, by the end of this night, whoever listens to this, they are no longer going to be confused about price. They are no longer going to be confused about which plan is for which person. They just need to grab some screenshots and they're going to feel so much better about this. So here's my screen. We good? Great. Doug was teasing me. I asked him to make sure he made me a co-host. He's like, you know how to screen share? I'm like, yeah, yes, bro. Okay, so here's what we need to go over. We're going to go into the plans. And if you feel great about them, awesome. If you feel like you need a little bit of fine tuning, grab some screenshots tonight. If you don't have these screenshots, I suggest that you have them, because I don't know about you, but I can't remember everything. So this helps me have confidence when I'm presenting. But with the launch of our new active plans and products, there's the new client acquisition discounts. What does that mean? Essentially, we get a week free. You're like, yeah, we've done that for a while. So what do we do now? How do we explain this to people? Because before we were mostly signing up clients with 5-in-1, and we still, I would say 95% of clients are 5-in-1 or 5-in-1 active, but there's these different plans and the different costs, and it can get confusing. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. You can let people know you get a week free, because that's going to almost always apply. Oops, we skipped ahead. And I want you to take a screenshot of this. Next time you are sharing, and I will show you how to know which plan is for your client and which questions to ask. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the how do I decide which plan is for them. But first, I want you to feel so confident when you are offering the program, whichever program is a fit for them. I want you to feel so confident about it. And you know what erodes confidence? When you go, I'm not sure about the cost. I think that's like $100 off or $130 or $120 because they're all different, right? You don't have to have this memorized. I mean, if you're that good and slick, awesome. I'm not that slick. I'm presenting right now. I can't. Ask Daddy. Love you. Oh, I love you too. Good night. I'm not that slick.
Time freedom who?
So what I need to do is I have this screenshot on my phone where I can pull it up. So we know, could you guys look over to the left? Again, if numbers make you place over, take some steps, get up. Because hey, I want you to hang with me. Most of our people are going to be doing 5-in-1 or 5-in-1 active. When I'm talking to clients right now, if they're over the age of 30, I am recommending 5-in-1 active for them because they need to preserve their muscle mass. That's just what I'm choosing to do. I really believe in the EAAs, but I'm going to talk with them and tell them, okay, cool. So for example, you're choosing to do 5-in-1 active. Let me look at this. That's about $14 per day. Your total price. So if they told you that they are a reader, they need the habits of health, is $491. If they're not much for a reader, you could start them about the books for $441. And by the way, your discount is $130, and just copy paste. You can do that for any one of those. So there should no longer be confusion about what's the discount, how do I know what the best deal is for my client? You guys can grab this, and I hope that makes it so much easier for you.
This is per month for one person. I'm sorry, but I am not spending over $400 on just one person in my household for a month. No, I still have to shop for my children and my husband, and this is not worth it. Like, you could do a healthy diet and get good results by doing it that way and spend way less when you just go to the grocery store or the farmer's market or the bodega or wherever you get your groceries from. You're going to save money by doing that and not doing this, even though you get a week free. Who gives a fuck? Your whole family still has to eat, not just you.
I'm going to go back because my slides got moved. When you're signing up your clients, one thing I want you to know is that if you're signing someone up for, let's say they're buying active for themselves and they're already a client, or they're purchasing active for the first time, there's been a little bit of confusion around that too, of like, hey, how much do they get off? When do they get that? I mean, I've gotten so many texts. It's like, I just put this active EAAs in my sister's cart, and it's like, what is it, like $30 for shipping or something if you don't have the right amount.
The horseshit continues.
So here's what I need you to know about that. When you have 2 active products, if you're having a hard time details, look me in the eyes. If you have 2 active products, you get the flat rate shipping if you're ordering them active, okay? So if they have just one product, it's some asinine amount. I don't even remember how much it is. But if you have 2 active products, which is really, they need more than one, it can be 2 EAAs, it could be a whey, and an EAA, it doesn't matter. Just 2 active products triggers the $7 flat shipping. That went away for a bit. It came back. That's still going on.
So if you order one product, you're going to have to pay like $30 in shipping. That is absolute horseshit. What? That shouldn't even be a thing. And the fact that she doesn't know I don't even know how much the shipping is. First of all, you should know it because it's part of your job. Secondly, it should never be that much. That is a fucking ripoff.
Also, they get $10 off. Do you see this? $10 off. It's on this page per active item and up to $30. So for example, they get 3 active items, they get $30 off, and they get that free blender bottle. So there's where I want you to know what you want to know about active. Let me talk to you for a second. Some of you might be going, I still am unsure. Does anyone feel this way? In fact, I want to ask, does anyone feel a little bit like, I still feel unsure if it's 5-in-1, if it's 5-in-1 active? I mean, I've heard Megan say, or I've heard Terry and Dan say, like, it's 5-in-1 active. I don't know if maybe they need 4-in-2. What's the difference between 4-in-2 and 5-in-1? How do I tell? Is there anyone that's like, hey, yeah, I actually could use some clarity on that? You'd like a little clarity on that?
Megan, well, I could use some clarity on it.
Okay, thanks, Doug. So I want to help you with knowing how to ask the right questions, because we don't want to ask our client, do you want active? I think that's what was happening for some of us. Do you want active? And they're like, I don't know. We need to tell them why they need active. So here's a few good questions you can ask to help you determine if or if not they need active and which plan is a fit for them. So I'll just say, I don't know if everyone uses the jot form, but I like the jot form at this time in our business because It will help you know a few of the key details ahead of time before you even get on the phone. You know their weight, you know a little bit about their baseline exercise. They filled it out. You can look over it. So
if you're not familiar with a jot form, it's basically like a type form or a Google form. It's like a survey type thing where they'll collect information from leads and things like that. So that's what she's talking about here.
What I like to say is when I get on the phone, hey, on the form, you said your goal is to lose blank.
Gal. Do they not proofread their fucking slides? That is so annoying to me, as I've probably spelled something wrong in my videos. But if you're presenting in a professional way, wouldn't you be proofreading or at least utilizing the spell check option to make sure your slides are all right?
Can you tell me why that's important to you? And let them start to talk, because that's when they will start to unravel about what matters to them. Then I like to ask, these are the question askers that help you figure out which plan. Can you tell me about your exercise? How often, if any, and how consistent are you? Like how many days a week and how hard do you go? I didn't write that down, but I asked that because they're like, oh, I'm so consistent. So that's like asking a client, how'd you do on your water? I crashed it. They drank 20 ounces. Okay. Like maybe that was better than they were doing before, but we got to get a little more detailed. Okay. How often are you working out? And on an activity scale, where would you say that you fit? And here, that's one of those things that they could be like, oh, I'm so active. I walk every day. You might need to ask some more clarifying questions. So to the next slide, I like to pull up this activity scale and this helps us which plan for them to do. But if you look at the bottom, do you see where it says exercise? If I'm sitting there and I still cannot figure out, dear Lord, what plan are these people doing? I need help. I'm going to literally say, okay, which one describes you? Look at this, where down here, where it says exercise. Are you like, would you say you're kind of a beginner? Like you're not really getting somewhere between not getting much to maybe like walking a few days a week? Great. 5-in-1 active is going to be great for them. Or, oh, you told me you're already exercising. See, guys, I'm literally just going off this chart. You told me you're already exercising. How much did you say you were exercising? If they're exercising 45 minutes and, of low to high intensity exercise most days of the week, they're going to do 4 and 2 active. Then you can slide over to the 3 and 3 active plan and look at, okay, they're already exercising. And maybe they're doing like 60 minutes of high intensity exercise most days of the week, and they don't have a weight loss goal. They're going to do 3 and 3. Or maybe they're like a fitness professional. They are just working on physical performance, kind of like Tom shared at the beginning, the active bundle might be a fit for them. So, and I skimmed over this, but do you guys see the top category? Again, screenshot this. It's your bestie if you don't have it. And healthy weight goals. I'm looking at this. I need to know if they have a weight loss goal of more than 15 pounds, that 5-in-1 actives a fit for them. Sorry, it's late East Coast time. I need to have some water.
Retain lean muscle, that's total bullshit. Anybody who gets on the 5-in-1 active plan is likely going to lose their lean muscle mass because they're not allowed, first of all, to even work out because they're not getting enough nutrients. And secondly, you're starving your body. The first thing that goes when you're starving your body is your muscles, not your fat.
If they are shooting for, hey, I want to lose less than 15 pounds and retain lean muscle, it's 4 and 2 active. That's the differentiator, that 15 pounds. They want to maintain their weight, but change their body comp, 3 and 3. If they want to increase their physical performance, so maybe even put on muscle, it's going to be that active bundle. So this is how you can know based off of health and weight goals and their exercise, which plan is a fit for them. So hopefully that brings so much clarity for you. So I want to dive a little bit into a few more nitty gritty details. And I don't know, Doug, is it okay for people to drop questions? I don't know that we're going to answer them, but we could maybe bring them into next week, up to you. But so just a few things, guys, shipping discounts with all the new products, all the things going on. What triggers the shipping discounts and the lower shipping? When you have an order of over 300, you're going to have free shipping. Always remember, over 300 free shipping, or grab this screenshot and it's going to be your best friend too. Or flat rate shipping of $7 and orders between $175 and $299. Or if they do active and they have 2 active products, they get that flat rate of $7. hold on. I should have a slide about the Premier. We'll go back to that. Reward savings. When you do Premier monthly, yes, drop a 1 in the chat if your clients are always getting signed up with Premier. Amen. Forever. Premier's the way to go because they get free shipping, they get rewards, they get a notification to order their fuelings so that they don't run out. I'll talk about that in a minute. But what triggers the 10% rewards on the Premier order is whenever it's over $300. So if they have over $300, they get 10% rewards back on that $300 and above. What triggers 5% rewards on their Optavia Premier is when it's between $175 and $299. I don't really spend a ton of time explaining this to my clients, but I just wanted to make you guys aware so you had that detail. New coaches, seasoned coaches, we always want to sign up every client. And gosh, I'm trying not to rush, but we have so much. We always want to sign up every client with the Premier membership. And I'm a little tongue in cheek here, but you can ask yourself, do my clients need a Premier? I believe the answer is always yes, in my opinion. And I know most other leaders on here would say, yes, every client should be signed up with a Premier. But why? If they want free fuelings, because they get free fuelings when they first sign up with their Premier, and they get those rewards when they have Premier. You have to have Premier to get those rewards back. Do they want free shipping? They get that through Premier. Do they want to stay in fat burn and not run out of food? People are not going to remember to order the food on time if they're not a part of Premier, I promise you. And do you like when your clients don't frantically call you because they have one box of food left and they're running out and they're like, oh my gosh, I need help. I didn't order my food. If you said yes to any or all of these, then they need a Premier. And I'm making that a little bit playful, but these are the benefits of the Premier order and why we want to do them. So I know seasoned coaches, you're like, I know this, but we need to make sure our new coaches know it and understand the why behind why we actually do this.
We're scammers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So what you need to sign up your client and what every new coach needs to know, we need their shipping address. We need their email. We need their cell phone number. I recommend you have a set password. Most of us do welcome one ! Have a set password so that when your client texts you and you're out running around your kids, you're taking them to soccer, you can quickly say, oh yeah, your password's welcome one ! So easy, here it is. And they can change that whenever they want to. And then always ask, is your shipping address the same as your billing? That's all you need to sign up a client. So I mentioned this to you because I want you to be so confident that if someone calls you and they're like, I'm ready to get started, you don't have to wait till you're back in your office. You literally just need to take the information. And
this is something, I think Body does this or did this. I think Monat too. A lot of MLMs, we'll just say that. I think that they do this so that people don't have the chance to back out and you get in there and set up all their information and put the settings so that they're always getting their auto ship and you're always getting credit for it. But let other people set up their own profiles. Why do you have to do it? That is ridiculous. It's an unnecessary step for everybody because now they have to go back in and change their password and make sure everything's right and make sure they're not getting overcharged, because that was an issue when another MLM, I forget which one it was, but another MLM was having the reps go in and create their account and they were getting overcharged. I want to say it was Body where I heard that to be happening. So I just hate this stupid, slimy tactic that a lot of MLMs use these days.
Now, a couple of the things that I wanted to mention to you that whether you're seasoned or not, you might need remembering is that when you're going to check out a client, click here to give them Premier. Always click here. This is a screenshot and boom, they're going to be enrolled for the Premier. Best practices of Premier. I share it very confidently. I don't ask them, hey, you want free shipping? And but you're going to have this auto ship thing. I'm like, hey, I sign up. This is literally what I say, years of coaching. Hey, I sign up every client with this really cool thing called Premier Order. You don't need to know all the details, but essentially your box is coming to you for free.
You don't need to know all the details. No, they do. They're the consumer. They should know all of the details.
You're going to get 10% rewards. You're going to get some free fuelings and you're going to get a reminder to order for next month. So that's what we're going to do to get you all the discounts and the rewards you need. Boom. I'm not asking. I'm signing them up for it. And then I let them know in the week one, hey, your Premier order will be set to process. I want to give you an update on that. If you do daily text for them, you probably have that in your daily text from your leader, and it explains how to update their Premier order. And lastly, this is a little bit of a joke too, but as I went through all of this tonight and tried to do it slowly, but also cover a lot, if anything was like, oh, hey, I want to see that, or where did Megan find that? This is my little secret. It's called Google. And I Google searched Optavia Coach Answers. You could also Google search Optavia Client Answers. And everything I pulled from tonight for tonight's presentation is on there somewhere. So I want you to know, just a reminder, use Optavia Coach Answers, use Client Coach Answers, and you can find so many magical things on there. All of this was presented on back in September by our corporate team, and that is on Coach Answers if you search active. And I even was reviewing some of that today. So you guys have so much at your fingertips available to you. And I just wanted to remind you of just some of our very basics as you are maybe just cleaning up your own skills or onboarding new coaches into your organization. And a reminder that you have everything you need to confidently present the different programs to them. You now are reminded of what the cost is, and you also can be confident about which program is a fit for them based off of their health goals and their exercise. So you guys are equipped to run into the new year. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, Meg, you're welcome. Let's stay on for a second.
Okay.
Let's just do a little Q&A with Meg, because Meg's got this down, but also it's why she's such an amazing coach, not only client coach, but an Optavia coach, is because she took the time to memorize this, get really comfortable with it, print it out. You hear that it's at the top of her binder. Again, how do you get comfortable with repetition? It's right in front of you, so you don't get stuck, on a call. So while they're thinking or typing up questions, Megan, could you go back to the last slide?
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the very end where you're about to check out. It said $511. Now that was before the discount, correct?
You want me to go to the discounted slide? The discount slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's look at that.
I think this one?
Nope. Next one. Let's go with another one. At the very end. Must have been number 12.
Okay. Sorry, there's a lot tonight.
Oh, Canva. All right. Down there. Yeah. Okay. So it had 511s the total, and then they add in all the $130 worth of discounts, correct?
115 on this one.
Right.
And I pulled the screenshot from Coach Answers. So I'm not sure if not the numbers there are even up to date. I'd have to go look.
Yeah, but I think this is the importance of, I just want to speak to this. This is the importance of why we don't send people to the website. Because they don't take advantage of the discounts that are available, or it can be, sticker shock.
Is that what it is, Doug? It's more the sticker shock, because they're going to realize how much money they're spending on fucking groceries for one person. This is outrageous. $500 for a month of groceries for one person.
Who does that? That's highway robbery.
That's why they're getting sticker shock, Doug.
Comfortable you are with price, just talking about what it is, the easier it will be when talking to the client. Okay. All right. I'm looking in the chat. Looks like this group's got it.
Yeah, this group's got it. If you have any questions, ask. I wanted to mention too, as a mom, like I all of these pictures, I have them saved on my phone, because I'm often like taking a call, when it's quiet and I have my phone on me always. I don't have my binder, but that might be a thought for you guys too, is if you are like, oh crap, I'm still trying to remember all the different plans, then take those screenshots and save them on your phone somewhere where you can quickly access them.
Yes. Meg, I have a question. I scroll back a little bit. Julie's a new coach, and when a potential client asks how much a subsequent month costs, how should she respond?
Yeah, let's go to the sheet. So let's assume that she, well, it depends on which plan, plan they're doing, but what I instruct my clients to do. So I've told them the price, and here's the thing, guys. Okay, so Doug, this is my personal opinion. Other people might have different opinions.
Megan, you're a pro, and we want to learn from you tonight.
Okay, so I don't always hold hand that way. So what I will say is, hey, I'm going to get you, it's about roughly going to be a grocery swap for you. So this is what your starting price is. Most people don't ask me what their next month is on that first call. I'm not worried about that. We're getting them started today. When they go, hey, what's it going to be for the next month? I'm like, hey, go ahead and log in. I want you to add in 22 boxes to your cart, and you're going to start to see that the discount is going to happen, that 10% rewards, you're going to get the free shipping, and you're going to be able to then play with your order. That's what I say. I let them know they need at least 22 boxes, but you have the power to play with your order and save it. And I'm sending them to the website to become empowered after I place their first month's order. Does that make sense? So I'm not even really dealing with that on the first call. When they say, hey, how much is this going to be for me in my second month? I've already ordered. I'm like, hey, great, girl. Like, let's get you in there playing around and updating your next month's order.
Yeah. And if you're looking at that from a bump into somebody at church or on Facebook and they're like, how much is your program?
Mm-mm.
Always the answer is depends on what you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't you just be transparent and tell them how much it is? Is it because people are going to realize that the price is outrageous for what you get or what you don't get? And they're going to say, never mind, because I could get something similar in terms of prepared meals, if that's the route you want to go, or even the protein for way less money. And it's absolutely not a grocery swap, because typically when people are going grocery shopping and spending, I don't know, today it's probably around $300 for a family of four average, $200 to $300 every week or every other week, however often you go grocery shopping. And that's a family of four. This is for one person. So yes, when they're looking at it, maybe it's close or less than what they're spending on groceries, but they're spending the money on groceries for their entire family, the people that they're basically targeting. They're going to have other people in their house that they're shopping for, not just themselves. So it's null and void when you're looking at it just being a grocery swap. No, that's not what it is at all.
When would you like to explore and chat? And I can hear about where you're at and possibly see which one of our programs would be the best fit for you. It truly depends on the program, right? And it truly depends on their goal. And that's one of the first things, Julie, in posturing yourself as a coach of how we're different, that we don't just send them off to a website. It's not a one size fits all. We need to understand where you're at. And then we apply the program to them.
That's a load of dung.
That's such crap. He's making himself feel better about it because people are calling Optavia out for not actually being coaches. You are not helping them do anything aside from putting a program in their cart. There's nothing customizable about it. There isn't. You're not going to a nutrition coach and getting your macros and your calorie count adjusted to what you need. That's not what we're doing here. What you're doing here is giving them the specific package that you feel they need or that you want them to have because you need to reach your goals. It's total fucking horseshit. This is not customized to each client, quote unquote. This is just grifting for money.
I did like that slide, Megan. It shows on there. It seems like it's about $13 to $15 a day is what most people are spending on the plan. And that's incredible. There's a lot of value there, but if you answer it that way, Julie, it will help set up a proper call. And I always say this too, all of you coaches, stay disciplined, not to take the bait. I'm always envisioning a pitcher that's thinking about, he's got a runner on first, and he's thinking about stealing second. And it takes great discipline to just, no, I'm going to focus on the batter here, stay disciplined, not to throw the ball away and make a bigger mistake. These clients in this, what I call this obesogenic, as Dr. A calls it, world of distraction, Amazon Eat or Uber Eats and Amazon Prime and give me now, give me fast, is trained to just, I need info, I need this. And we actually want to slow them down just a little bit. We want to meet them where they're at, but we want to slow them down a little bit, and immediately it postures you of why our program is different. And so I would just say, don't come right out and blurb out the price. It's not a secret, but it truly depends on what they want to accomplish, and it's setting up an earned conversation with you and them. And if you're not comfortable doing this is why the importance of doing that first call with your coach. Meg?
Yeah, that's good. I saw someone ask, is the shipping discount on orders over 300, is that CV or QV? Someone even more detailed than me will have to answer that, but here's what I will say. Did you notice? Here's what you need to know. I always go I make things basic. My husband could answer that. Molly Ruddy's probably about to answer it for you, but look at this. The CV and the QV on all of these, when you start a client, is over 300. So they're getting free shipping. See that? Their next month, they are smart people. Like I am really I train my clients to be autonomy sport, not meaning I don't help them, but I'm like, hey, when you put the boxes in there, they're going to notice if they're shipping or not. Like they're checking out, they're going to figure that out. So I don't know if it's CV or QV, but I know if you order them one of these bundles, you'll get the free shipping. And then they're going to use their brains. And when they're checking out, they're going to see, oh shoot, I need to add one more box to get the free shipping. They'll notice it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, did we cover them all, Meg?
Yeah. On your first order of it, if it's only EAAs, what is the client's cost? It depends on what they're putting in. That could be 2 EAAs, that could be an EAA and away. Play with that. Go put it in your cart and play with it. Once they have the 2 EAAs, then they get that $7 flat shipping.
Yeah. Great stuff. Well, what a fantastic Monday night. Megan, what are you excited about the next couple of days as a coach? And where would you suggest and advise maybe even the newest coach on the line tonight to put their energy and their effort the next 3 to 4 days?
Yeah. So I mean, I loved what Terry said tonight. So to answer your first question, what Terry said about something, maybe you said it too, Doug, but sometimes you learn, sometimes you lose. Was that it? Sometimes you learn. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I have it totally wrong. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Like that's such a fun way to go into your client support this week. Like, hey, what did we learn this week? What went well? What did we learn? Was it a mixture of, or one or the other? I think that's powerful so that there's no shame. We just can't be coaches that shame people. I know you guys know that, but it's just a reminder. It's like, oh man, that's great. What'd you learn? And for the new coach on the line, go have fun following up with people, because here's what I'll tell you. And this is for everyone too. Any client who starts right now or starts in December, I stand by this. They're always the most outstanding individuals. Like I seriously am always like, in my connect, like, who are the crazy ones starting in November and December? They're there. They start. They're the ones that are like, screw it, I'm getting healthy while everyone else gets fat. Like those.
Excuse me? Ma'am, I encourage you to just listen back to what you just said. What? Do you know how much you have to eat in one day to reach 1 pound of fat? The average human, in order to gain 1 pound of fat, you have to eat a total of 3,500 calories more than you're burning to gain 1 pound of fat. So not everybody during the holiday season who is not on Optavia is getting fat, quote unquote. These people, I can't.
Those people just have a tenacity for life where I'm like, they're going to be a coach. They're really fun. They're the people I want to do celebration calls with. So go follow up with them. If you're a new coach, any of your people and any of them that start right now, they're going to be ballers. And then business coaches, look at those coaches in your connect, or those clients in your connect. Go do celebration calls with them.
I love it, Meg. Thank you for serving tonight. And thank you for this clarity. There's a reason I asked you to do it.
I hope it was clear. I felt like it maybe at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, it might have been a little more clear, but I did my best to serve tonight.
Yeah, can we all give Megan a great thank you in the chat? And if you see her, maybe raise the roof for us. Meg, we love you.
I want some balloons. Where did Jerry get those? That's what I meant to intro with. Forget my Christmas sweater. Who did the balloons?
Somebody know how to give this gal some balloons. Meg needs some balloons.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Thanks, Meg.
Yep. Thanks, Doug.
Friends, our story matters. Our passion matters. And, to Megan's point, anyone starting right now and committed, I tell you what, those are the Tommies of the world. And stay in there with them, dig deep with them, ask them if they have any friends that want to do program with them. It takes just a little extra right now, but it is so worth it. And if you are a coach, which obviously you probably are, but I know we sometimes have clients stay on after the call. The best time to plant a tree was, I believe, about 30 years ago. And the next best time is tonight or tomorrow. So if you didn't win this week, even as a coach, know that this is part of the journey. I truly don't feel like I have truly won in my health until this year. And I'm at year 14. And I've had a lot of learning in the last 14. I've had some wins, but I've had a lot of learning. So I'm at year 14 before I start to feel like I'm getting it figured out.
Bro, that's not a flex. It's not a flex that it took you this long to figure it out. It's actually hurting your case.
So again, we would have loved to do things different last year, even last week, or maybe even 10 years ago. But now, and make this holiday season different. And let's go finish this month strong. All right. God bless y'all. Have a fantastic night. We'll see you throughout the week. And of course, we'll see you on boot camp on Saturday morning. God bless y'all.
These Optavia calls are so draining, but so full of educational moments, I guess we could say, and also shit talking moments, because who doesn't love that? That's what we do here. One more thing before we go. Recently, I've noticed that creators that I thought I was subscribed to, I actually wasn't subscribed to. YouTube just noticed that I was watching their content a lot, so they were pushing it into my For You page, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting notifications for those specific videos. Found out I was never subscribed, or YouTube unsubscribed me, which is also something that they do. It's a fun game to play. So if you're liking my content and if you want to see more of it, make sure that you hit the subscribe button underneath this video or on my main YouTube page. And if you want to be one of the first ones to know when I post a video, make sure you also click the bell so that you get notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.